Hello again, everyone. The other day, some of you may remember that I was doing various videos to do with shading. And one of the things I was shading with was Prisma pencils. And Prisma pencils are an oil-based pencil. And the pigment needs to be diffused or spread or whatever with some form of solvent, and I was using Spectrum Noir blending solution. Well, it's got quite a strong smell and odour, and I find, I have to have my craft room well ventilated, and even so, it does irritate my chest a little somewhat. So someone commented that you could use essential lavender oil, and I thought, oh, essential oil sounds like a good idea, but I'm not too keen on the smell of lavender. It reminds me of going to my grandma's, crammed into the car when I was tiny, and my mum's scratchy suit, and she used to wear this sort of what she called scent, and it was sort of lavendery. Oh, and I didn't like it. Didn't like car journey, so I'm not too keen on lavender, but I found this, which is bergamot essential oil, 100% essential oil. And it says ways to use: diffuser, bath, massage, topical. That's topical or topical perfume or whatever. Home and cleaning, etc. So I thought I would give it a go. But rather than just do regular shading, I thought I would try something a little different. So this is the card that I came up with. Started off with the background stamp, and I used this one, which is called Leaves and Berries, and it was from Simon Says Stamp. So I embossed that with white embossing powder, and then I used some Distress Oxides, just brushed around the outside, and then I used my Prisma pencils. I've got a few here in sort of toning colours but slightly deeper, which I used on the leaves, and then spread them or diffuse them or whatever with some of this essential oil. So I'll show you what I did, and I've just seen a mark on there. Look at it. Don't know how I did that. I think I must have just done that at this moment. There we go, it's gone. Oh, what a relief. Let me just put this away for a moment. In the card, I decided to add a little decoration that was, I thought, in sympathy with the leaves of the stamp, which is this eucalyptus leaf stamp die, also from Simon Says Stamp. So I've got a new card base here. It's a 5x7. I just used a stitch die to make a panel, and what I intend doing is just doing the whole of this, colouring some of it, and then chopping out a piece as I did before. And I've got a spare piece there that I can use for my leaves decoration. I also looked around for something that I thought would go with it for the sentiment, and I found this one here from John Next Door. I don't know how I came to have this, but I just used the Happy Birthday, which is a double outline stamp, and I embossed that with white and went over it with the Distress Oxides as well. So let's just get going and see how we do. So here's my stamp. I'm not going to put that in a stamping platform. I'm just going to leave it on my desk, and I'm going to put the card over the top of it. So here's my Versamark. Perhaps I'll put it on here. I might keep it a bit stiller on, because on this smooth surface. Let's just see if it will do the trick. It's been a bit wayward. No, it's still moving. I'm going to put just a swipe of glue stick just to keep it still. Okay. That's better. And glue stick is so easily wiped off afterwards. It doesn't present a problem at all. So I'm just inking this all over with Versamark. There we go. And I'll just put a bit of anti-static over this first. Okay. That does smell so good. Right. There we go. Someone said they wanted to see around my craft room. Oh dear, don't think I could. Difficult to see, but I think we're okay there. Let's just move that on one side for a moment. Get out a piece of paper. Some white embossing powder. I've got various things all within arm's reach. I've got a funny little trolley thing to my right that's got all sorts of things that are difficult to put in a drawer or a cupboard or whatever, and they're just sitting there on this little trolley. The sort of thing that you might have vegetables in or something in the kitchen, you know. So this is such a pretty stamp. Leaves and Berries it's called, from Simon Says Stamp. That is just gorgeous. Let's get this powder back in the pot. And then I'll heat this up and I will whiz it quickly, because you don't want to be listening to for ages to white on white is notoriously difficult to see if it's actually all melted. There's a bit here that's not quite. Okay, I think that's all right now. I'm going to bring back my little messy sheet. And I'll pop this on the top. Now I'm going to use, I've chosen Salvaged Patina and Tumbled Glass as far as colours are concerned. I thought it would just be a little different from normal. So let's start with the Salvaged Patina. I've got a brush here, labelled. So I'm just going to put it sort of randomly over the whole of the surface of this stamp. I love this colour, absolutely love it. There we go. Right, let's try the Tumbled Glass. Now this puts me off trying to find this when it's the wrong colour handle, but they don't just seem to fit all the different colours with the colours I have available. These blend beautifully together. The card I'm using, I have no idea what it is, because a friend of mine that I know through the choir asked if I could use some card that she found after her father died. He was a printer, and there were just packets and packets of different card, and could I use them? Well, couldn't refuse, really. And when I went to pick them up, there was just so much. And this white card is very smooth. It's very white. It's much whiter than my regular silk weave linen that I frequently use. And it's bigger than A4. I don't know what the size is, but it's bigger than A4. So it's kind of a bit of a conundrum, really. Don't know what it is. But it seems lovely. And it's really nice for this particular technique. Okay, now what I think I'll do next is I'll just give that a bit of a wipe with some paper towel. Just take the Distress Oxide ink off the top of the embossing. This is it is an emboss resist technique. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there are lots of little leaves that are just like, they're like, I suppose a bit like eucalyptus leaves, and some with the sort of stripy bit like this one. So what I'm going to do, I've got two shades. I think I'm going to use the dark one. It's called Aquamarine, I think. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the whole of this, but I'll just show you what I did for the when I made the card. Just colour one end of the leaves. The deepest end, I always put the end nearest the stem. So just colour that in like this. And then we're going to use this essential oil afterwards to spread it, to dissolve it and move it around. Just love these shades. I saw this idea on a video from Gina Kay. She did, but she used Gamsol to blend the Prisma pencils. But again, we don't get Gamsol, I don't think, in this country. But the other solvents that you can get they're quite sort of powerful. So, okay, bits of colour in the bases of these leaves. Little one there. There's so many, it's kind of difficult to see really where they are. But it's fun to do. I'll just kind of do this half. But these would make backgrounds for all sorts, absolutely all sorts of things. Really would. Okay, let's leave it at that for a moment. So here I've got a little pot, and this bottle comes with like a pipette, a dropper. So I'm going to drop some into my little container, and it smells gorgeous. This one is bergamot, and it's just lovely. Now to spread it, I need a paper stump. These are from Spectrum Noir. This says it's a #1. They come in a pack like this. They're called paper stumps, and there's 7 different, different varied size in a pack. So that's what I'm using. And obviously, as these are quite small, I'm using a very skinny one. So I'm just going to dip the end into the oil, the essential oil, and then just pull that colour along the leaves. Isn't that gorgeous? Just look. I'm so delighted that somebody said about using lavender oil, because I would never ever have thought of it. Never ever. I think often in life you pick up an idea from somebody, and although you may not be doing exactly the same thing, it gives you an idea of what you'd like to do. I know often on comments on my cards, either on video or on Facebook or whatever, people say, oh, and you could do so and so and so and so and so and so. I think that's brilliant. I mean, these things are not necessarily what everybody would do, but often you see something and it just sparks an idea in you, which is what creativity is all about, really. It's not just doing exactly the same as somebody else, but, running with it. what I'm doing is very like what Gina Kay did, I have to say. But I thought I would try this way because I wanted to, I wanted to try something different. What she did was something different, and I wanted to try this essential oil instead of using a sort of, they almost seem like industrial blending solutions. But isn't that pretty? Just look, it's fabulous. And what I did for, there's some tiny little berries. Well, the stamp is called Leaves and Berries, and I used, what colour is this one? Prisma colour. I can't read that. Blue something. Oh, peacock blue it says up there, beg its pardon. So all I did was put a little deep blue dot in these berries, the larger ones anyway. And then all I did after that was use my stump and put a dot on the top just to blend that, or to mix that pencil dot. Isn't that pretty though? Don't you think? If you could put a bit of twinkle over it or whatever, and I just think it's magical. So all I did to make my card was to cut a section of this and mount it. I cut a slightly larger piece of card to mount that on. I cut 2 of these and stacked them to put over the top. For the happy birthday, I just simply stamped my happy birthday onto a piece of scrap. I've always got scrap left over from making cards, the card bases. And then I went over the top again with these 2 colours and cut that out. So, isn't that, well, I went a bit mad and put a few tiny pearls on as well, but that pleases me. And the way that this stuff will move the Prisma colours, the oil-based pencils. I wonder if it'll move the Spectrum Noir. Let me have a look at that. Never thought about that. I don't know if I've got a similar colour. Not really on in there, is there? There's a deep blue. Let's have a look. I've got heaps of these things. Primaries. Don't think it's going to be in a primary. Oh, there's that one. Might be a bit pale. I think that one's going to be a bit pale. And so I'll keep looking. I'll keep going. To where to put them when I've got them off the shelf. I've got these shelves above my head, and I've got hanging trays beneath them in various places around the room. What's in this? Oh, this one might be the one. That's the one there. Let's try that one. I've got one more box. If it's not in here, I've had it. Oh, there's one, perhaps. Let's just try. They're not quite as deep, I don't think. Not quite as dark. Let's just see. Okay, let's do some of these leaves here. Nice and smooth. Let's just try this. Yep. Works with them as well. Not quite as efficiently, I don't think. The colour doesn't spread quite. Oh no, perhaps it does. Yes, perhaps it does. So there. I think the Prismas kind of just about have the edge. I'm not sure. Let's try a different colour. Let's try this one. This one might be a bit darker. Let's try that. Not bad. Not bad. I think the colours for the from the Prisma are just a bit deeper. So I can use little sections of this, a square or a strip or whatever. The world's my lobster. So there's another technique, another product, and anybody like me who has a problem with using solvents or whatever, as far as blending oil-based pencils are concerned, it's a winner for me. And it smells wonderful. So as ever, thank you so much for watching.